Mataji's. Word for word translations. Sabha, all. Gopi, the gopis. Haite, from. Radha, Radharani. Krishnera, of Lord Krishna. Prayasi, most beloved. Taiche, similarly. Radha kunda, Radha kunda. Priya, very dear. Priyarasarasi, the lake of the most beloved Radharani. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Of all the gopis, Radharani is the dearmost. Similarly, the lake known as Radha Kund is very dear to the Lord because it is very dear to Srimati Radharani. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitankstam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaham Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to seek the blessings of His Holiness Bhakti Priyat Bhagat Maharaj and all the assembled Vaishnavas here to speak something on the appearance day of Radha Kund. We should know that Srimati Radharani and Radha Kund are non-different. The verse that we just read are verses spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in glorification of Radha Kund. Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan, and as he was at Aritagram, which was some sort of a corruption of Arishtagram, he inquired from the residents there if they knew about Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. And by that time, this is 4,500 years later, approximately. By that time, no one knew of these two ponds. But Mahaprabhu, because he was omniscient, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning, being the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, he discovered Radha Kund and Shyam Kund in two paddy fields. And there was only a very little water there, but he took his bath there. And after taking his bath, he started offering prayers. And this is the first verse of the prayers that he's offering to Radha Kund. That how this pond, Sri Radha Kund, is non-different from Srimati Radharani, and how it is very, very dear to Lord Krishna. Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, they exist eternally in Goloka Vrindavan. But here in this material world, Radha Kund appeared on this day. It's actually not possible to describe the glories of Radha Kund, as it is also impossible to fully describe the glories of Srimati Radharani. And for a conditioned soul like myself, it is a next to impossible task. Indeed, Mahaprabhu himself says that the glories of Radha Kund are as great as the glories of Srimati Radharani. We are very fortunate that we are coming in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. Other than the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they hardly know about Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. Not only that, they do not know even the glories of Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. Because we are coming in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the 6 Goswamis, and through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we get to know a little bit about the importance of Radha Kund for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It is not possible for conditioned souls to even understand a little bit of the glories of Radha Kund. But because of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the 6 Goswamis and Srila Prabhupada, we are getting to know a little bit about Radha Kund. And it is only through their mercy that we can understand. We see time and time again our acharyas, they have emphasized living near Radha Kund, and they have emphasized the importance of Radha Kund. Rupa Goswami, in the Nectar of Instruction, he gives a comparison of the spiritual world to the material world. And undoubtedly the spiritual world is superior to the material world. So he says the Vaikunthas are superior to the material world. But superior to Vaikuntha is Mathura, because Lord Krishna appeared in Mathura. And superior to Mathura is Vrindavan, because Lord Krishna had his Rasalila pastimes in Vrindavan. Superior to Vrindavan is Govardhan, because Lord Krishna lifted Govardhan hill with his own hands. And superior to Govardhan is Radha Kund. Why? Because that place, Sri Radha Kund, is overflowing with nectar for love of Krishna. Our acharyas, they say that Radha Kund actually is the liquid form of Srimati Radharani. Non-different. So merciful is Srimati Radharani that she's still here in a liquid form. And every day millions of devotees can go and take advantage of her presence. And not only is it the liquid form, but it is also the form of Krishna Prem that Srimati Radharani has. This is how important it is. It's actually not possible to understand its greatness. Therefore, we shall look at what our acharyas have given us in terms of the events that preceded before the appearance of Radha Kund, the appearance of Radha Kund itself, and the events that followed after the appearance of Sri Radha Kund. Today's day is also known as Bahulashtami. Bahulashtami is a day that is dedicated to Bahula. Although this is not from the Shastras, but it is well known in the Vraja area. It's a popular lore there. They know this. It has been passing down from generation to generation. And the story goes in such a manner that there was once a cow named Bahula. She was grazing in the forest in the Vraj area. And as she was grazing, a tiger pounced on her. And the tiger said, "I'm going to eat you." So Bahula, she cried and she told the tiger, "Please don't eat me right now. Please let me go home and feed my calf, give my calf milk, then I will come back, then you can eat me. I need to tell my calf that, I'm going to go for an extended period of time, I'm not going to return. I need to, tell her that." So the tiger, apparently the tiger was very merciful. He said, okay, I can wait. You go and you finish your business, then you come. So Bahula, she rushed home and she had a bull calf and she was feeding him milk and she was crying and she was telling the bull calf, please drink milk to your full satisfaction. Drink it like this is the last day that you're drinking milk. Because it is actually the last day that you'll drink my milk. So the bull calf went, mother, what's wrong? So she said, no, I have to go, tiger wants to eat me. So the bull calf, he replied, mother, you can still have another child. You are still valuable. The Brahmana who's owning us, he still needs your services. Let me go instead. I am young, I have not done anything in my life. Just running about here and there. Let me go instead and give myself to the tiger. So they started arguing. The mother and son, they were arguing, who will go, who will go. And meantime, Brahmana also came there, whose cow and calf they were. He came there and he said, what's going on? So they told him, tiger is waiting, he wants some food. The Brahmana told the cow and the calf, I will go. You are mother, you should stay, you have a child, I am old, you can take care of yourself even after I've gone. Let me go. Anyway, human flesh will be tasty to the tiger. So they couldn't reach some conclusion. So each decided in their own mind, I will reach there on my own. So it so happened, the tiger was waiting, Bahula came, and her calf also reached there, and the Brahmana also reached there. So the tiger was thinking, wow, this is nice. I am having a feast today. I sent one back and I got 3. This is very nice. So he was thinking, who should I eat first? Should I eat the calf whose flesh is very tender, soft, or the cow, or the human flesh? Which flesh I should taste first? And as he was thinking like this, Lord Krishna appeared, because he is the protector for all the residents of Vrindavan. So with the chakra in his hand, he told the tiger, you leave my people alone. And if you leave them alone, I will promise you eternal fame. Don't eat the cow or her calf or the Brahmana, let them go. And the tiger agreed. They say he agreed. Of course, he had to agree. Krishna is holding with a Sudarshan chakra. Like we know with the story of Jagai and Madai, you can't bargain with that, right? It's either yes or no. So the tiger, he said, okay, fine, let them go. And Krishna was so happy with Bahula, he named that part of the forest after her. So that's how Bahula Van, one of the Dvadasha Vans of Vrindavan, one of the 12 forests, that's how the name came, Bahula Van. And he told Bahula, I am so happy with you because you were so truthful and full of integrity that you came back to this tiger. You will become my wife in your next birth. So when he was doing his Vrindavan pastimes, Bahula came as a gopi, and she was part of those pastimes in Bahulavan. And Radha Kunda is part of Bahulavan. It's in that part of Bahulavan on Govardhan. So that's a traditional story from Vraj. It is not mentioned in any scriptures, but that's how they know. And if you go today to Radha Kunda, at the banks of Radha Kunda, there is a temple there. You'll see the tiger, a diorama of the tiger. You'll see a diorama of Bahula and her calf, and the Brahmana and Lord Krishna. All 5 are there. Right. So this is the story that they usually say. Therefore, today's day is also known. It happened on this day, they say. So therefore, it's called Bahulashtami. And on this same day, 5,000 years ago, a great calamity fell on Vrajdham. Everyone was going about their duty, and suddenly the earth started trembling, and they heard very ferocious screams. And as they looked, they saw this huge bull coming. He was so huge, his hump was circled by clouds. and big horns, red eyes, bellowing. He was pounding the earth, and as he was pounding, he was actually digging the earth. Wherever his hooves were falling, there was like huge craters that were coming. And he started charging, and he was bellowing so loudly that the pregnant cows and gopis, some of them had miscarriages. And as he entered Vrajdham, as he entered the village, all the residents of that village, they started running, Krishna, Krishna, please save us, please save us. The cows were running away, and immediately Lord Krishna came and he said, don't be afraid. So then he challenged Arishtasura. He told Arista, why are you scaring my people? If you have a problem with me, I'm ready to deal with you. You deal with me, don't scare my people. And so Arishta, he saw Krishna, there was a distance between them, and he pointed his horns towards Krishna, and he started charging with full force. Lord Krishna, in the Krishna book it's described, he was standing with his hand on the friend of the shoulder, or shoulder's friend. Yeah. So his friend's shoulder, he was leaning there, and he was standing there, casually. Arista is charging. And as he came nearer to Lord Krishna immediately took both his horns and flung him the same distance back. And it's mentioned Arista, he fell back, he was so tired he couldn't even stand up. As they say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So Arista, he fell and he was, completely bewildered. What has happened? He was perspiring with great difficulty. He got back up. And again he charged, now with even greater force. So as he approached again, Lord Krishna caught his horns, flung him, and in the process he broke off the horns. So Arishta, now he was on the ground lying, and Lord Krishna reached there and started kicking him with his legs. Sukdev Goswami describes how as he was kicking him, as one washes the clothes and kicks the wet clothes, Arista was being kicked like that. He was completely being squeezed like a wet cloth. And in that process, his eyes bulged out from their sockets. He was bleeding from the mouth. He was passing stool and urine, and in that way he died. And all the residents of Vrindavan, the demigods of the heavenly planets, they all became very happy. Oh, such a great demon is dead. This was one of the last demons that Lord Krishna killed in Vrindavan. So that happened on this day. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he gives the story that happened after this. Sukdev Goswami, he mentions how Arishta was killed, and then Narad Muni knew that this is now concluding pastimes in Vrindavan. So he goes to Kansa and informs Kansa that your enemy is Krishna. He was hiding all this time. You didn't know. Now I'm telling you. Right? So Sukdev Goswami continues from there. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he gives the story that happened after this. So as everyone was congratulating Lord Krishna, you've killed Arista, bravo, all the friends were happy, sakhas were dancing, jumping, congratulating. Lord Krishna, he went to meet the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani. And immediately all the gopis told him, no, don't come near us. Don't touch us. Krishna said, why? What happened? I killed a demon. You're supposed to congratulate me. No, you are sinner. You're contaminated. Don't touch us, otherwise we'll also be contaminated. Although Arishta was in the form of a bull and he was a demon, but because he took that form and you killed, so you're a cow killer. You killed a male cow. So you don't touch us. And the only way you can touch us is if you go to each and every single holy place in the 3 worlds, then you can come and meet us. So Lord Krishna, he was thinking, what is this? And he said, why should I go to all the holy places? Holy places will come here. Right? And he struck his heel on the ground. And immediately as he struck the heel, the ground gave way. And there was a big hole. And Lord Krishna told the gopis, see, it started filling up with water. He said, this is Bhogavati from Patal. We know from the 5th canto that when Ganges flows towards the subterranean heavenly planets, she is known as Bhogavati. So he said, this is Bhogavati. So the gopis said, no, we can't see. This can be any water. And then all the personified holy places, they came, and the holy rivers, they came, and they started saying, I am the milk ocean, I am the salt ocean, I am Tamrapani, I am Ganga, I am Yamuna, I am Godavari, I am Shona, I am Sindhu, I am Pushkar. In this way, all the holy places, they introduced themselves and they entered those waters. And then Lord Krishna entered the water. He came out and was very proud. And he told the gopis, see, now I am spotless. But he said, you see, I have gone to all holy places in the entire 3 worlds. You gopis, you have not even done any religious practice. So he taunted them. He said, I have already taken bath. I am very dharmic. I have taken bath. You have done nothing. You have not performed any religious practices. So immediately, Srimati Radharani, seeing the beauty of the pond that Lord Krishna had just made, which is now known as Shyam Kund. It was also the appearance, same day it appeared. So she said, I have to make a pond which is even more beautiful. And as they went a little bit away from Shyam Kund, they saw Arista's foot had created a huge crater. So they said, we'll start from here. And Chakravarti Thakur mentions, in 1 hour they created a very big pond. It was to be filled with water, it was empty. But in 1 hour, even Lord Krishna was amazed. With their own hands, some places it's mentioned that they broke off their bangles, but in the part that's given in the Bhagavatam, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he just says with their own hands, they made that pond. And so even Lord Krishna was amazed. In such a short time, they made such a big hole. And then he told the gopis, oh, very nice. Your hole is very nice. Please take water from my kund. And the gopis said, no, we cannot take water from your kund. Said, why? No, your kund, your sin is washed in there. You went and you took bath, now that water is contaminated. We cannot take bath. We don't want that water. And Srimati Radharani said, I will fill my pond with water from Manasa Ganga. So they formed a huge line to Manasa Ganga and they were transferring water. And they were quite fatigued because they dug a big hole and now they're transporting this water from Manasa Ganga. It's like about 5 kilometers distance between Manasa Ganga and Radha Kunda. So to make a human chain of 5 kilometers, there were that many gopis. And they were working and Krishna, he was seeing. And so he gave a gesture to the personification of all the holy places. He gave a gesture. So that personification understood and immediately he approached Srimati Radharani and said, please be merciful upon us. And Lord Krishna, he wants to serve you. He is always enthusiastic to serve you. He is saying to Srimati Radharani, he tells her, Lord Krishna becomes satisfied simply by serving your toenails. So please, let us serve you, fulfill our desire. And Srimati Radharani asked, so what is your desire? What do you want? And the personification mentioned how, oh Srimati Radharani, you are so great. Even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lakshmi Devi, they cannot understand your glories. Only Lord Krishna can understand your glories and he wants to serve you. He wants to wash your perspiration. Because they were tired, they were working. Right? So he wants to wash your perspiration and it is our desire that you please give us residence in your pond. So Srimati Radharani, she agreed. She said, okay, I am happy with your prayers, you come. And immediately the personification of all the holy places that were in Shamkund, they broke open, they overflooded Shamkund and they entered Radha Kund. And then the gopis took bath there, they became fresh. And seeing this, Lord Krishna said, oh, your pond is even more beautiful than mine. And it will be even more renowned than mine. Therefore, today we say appearance of Radha Kund. What happened to Shamkund? Same day also, no? But Lord Krishna gave this benediction. Your pond will be more renowned than mine. And it will be as dear to me as you are. And in this way, then Srimati Radharani also said, we will take bath in your kund, Krishna Kund, Sham Kund. And she told Lord Krishna, it doesn't matter how many aristas you kill. You can kill as many as you want. We'll take bath in your kund. So after the gopis took bath in Radha Kund, they went into Sham Kund and they took bath there. In this way also, Sham Kund, Srimati Radharani said, whoever comes and takes bath here will become dear to me. Therefore, today actually devotees are supposed to take bath in both places. Because Radha Kund, you become dear to Lord Krishna. If you take bath in Sham Kund, you become dear to Srimati Radharani. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions how towards the end of the day, the gopis and Lord Krishna, they initiated a ras dance at the bank of these two ponds. And then it became a favorite spot for the gopis and Krishna. From that day onwards, they would visit it and frequent it quite a bit. There is some controversy in terms that people say it appeared in midnight, right? And therefore it's like today, if we go to Vrindavan, in the banks of Radha Kund, so many devotees will be there waiting for midnight. And as it is midnight, then they all jump into, well, those who are fortunate, they can jump into. The others, they just get pushed into Radha Kund, for the bath. But from the Acharya's works, Arishta came in the morning and he dug up Vrindavan in the morning, and this pastime happened during the day. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning how at night they had rasa dance. So there is that grey area on that. So as we read, after that, Mahaprabhu, he came to Vrindavan, couldn't find Radha Kund, Sham Kund, no one knew where it was. Mahaprabhu rediscovered it. And he went back to Puri. He sent the Goswamis to Vrindavan and he told them, you excavate and rehabilitate, rediscover the holy pastime places of Lord Krishna. This was one of their instructions. The other one was to write books on the Bhakti Tattva. And in this way, the Goswamis, they started this. Particularly Raghunath Das Goswami, who was serving Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. After Mahaprabhu left, Raghunath Das Goswami was so distraught. He didn't know what to do. But at least Swarup Damodar was still there, so he was serving Swarup Damodar Goswami. But when Swarup Damodar Goswami left, Raghunath Das Goswami did not want to maintain his life. So he thought, I'll go to Vrindavan, go to Govardhan, jump off Govardhan. There is no point living without my dear Swarup Damodar Goswami or Mahaprabhu. So he comes to Vrindavan, Raghunath Das Goswami. And he meets Rupa and Sanatan there. And they learn of his plan, how he wants to jump off Govardhan. And Rupa and Sanatan say, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please stay here with us as our brother. You are the only one who knows what was Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Puri. You are so valuable to the whole Vaishnav community. You cannot do like this. You cannot leave us. So you please stay here, and every evening you tell us about Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Puri. And in this way, Raghunath Das Goswami was convinced. And then Rupa and Sanatan Goswami got to know that Raghunath Das Goswami was gifted a Govardhan Shila by Mahaprabhu, along with his own Gunjamala. So they took this as an indication and they told Raghunath Das Goswami, you live on the banks of Radha Kund. So Raghunath Das Goswami's bhajan area was on the banks of Radha Kund. And one particular morning he was sitting there and he was absorbed in his bhajan, and suddenly he started thinking, this place is so holy. So many millions of people will come here in the future. We need to make it nicely. There should be some steps where people can enter into Radha Kund nicely without slipping on the muddy banks, and it should be quite big to accommodate people. And he was thinking in this way. And where will we get funds? How to do fund collection for this project? And suddenly Raghunath Das Goswami said, hey, what's happening? I am supposed to be doing bhajan. I'm thinking of management. He said, no. Forget all this. Forget. Right? And so he started again his bhajan. In the meantime, there was a very rich merchant. Name was Samarpan. He was going to Badrinath with a lot of wealth to offer to Lord Badrinarayan. And on his way, as he was proceeding towards Badrinath, on his way in his dream, Lord Badrinarayan appeared. And the Lord told him, please don't come here. And Samarpan was like, what? What happened? Why? And he said, whatever wealth you have brought, you don't need to give it to me. Instead, you go to Vraj, you find Raghunath Das Goswami, and you offer him this wealth. So, and the Lord even told him, Raghunath Das Goswami, at first he will not accept. But you tell him about this incident, and then he'll accept. Samarpan said, fine. So the next morning he changed his direction, proceeded towards Vraj. There he met Raghunath Das Goswami, and he said, I have brought all this wealth for you. And Raghunath Das Goswami immediately said, I am a Vairagi, I don't need this. What is this? What will I do with this? And then Samarpan told him, no, Badrinarayan Swami has told me to give this to you. And Raghunath Das Goswami, he understood that this is the money for Radha Kund. This is the money to build Radha Kund. So Radha Kund had been built many times. Initially we heard about how the gopis themselves had built it. After the gopis and Lord Krishna left the planet, then Lord Krishna's great-grandson Vajranabh, he built a wall around Radha Kund. It's mentioned that wall was wide enough for a person to walk on. So he built a wall around Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. And then in course of time that wall was destroyed. Radha Kund, Shyam Kund almost disappeared. Mahaprabhu came. And then Raghunath Das Goswami now is again rebuilding Radha Kund. So as they were building, they built Radha Kund. And as they were going to build Shyam Kund, there were some trees on the way. So the next morning, they were to be cut. Raghunath Das Goswami said, no, the shape will be funny with these trees here. We need to cut them. And at night, when Raghunath Das Goswami was resting, Yudhishthir Maharaj appeared in his dream. And he said, please don't cut us. Raghunath Das Goswami, cut you how? He said, you see those 5 trees that are at the bank of Shyam Kund, those are us, myself and my brothers, the Pandavas. Please don't cut us. Please let us stay at the banks of Shyam Kund. So then the next day, Raghunath Goswami, he told the people, leave these 5 trees as they are and you build around them. So that's why Shyam Kund has a little bit of a funny shape. It's almost like an L because of these 5 trees. And after Raghunath Das Goswami had built, a few years, 100 years later, there is this Jaipur Raja, whose name was Man Singh. He also contributed towards what we currently see as the Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. He expanded it, made more steps, made it a little bit wider. So in this way, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, they had been built and rebuilt over the times. And we read from Mahaprabhu, after he offered the prayers, he took some mud from Radha Kund, marked his body, and he mentioned that Lord Krishna gives ecstatic love like that of Srimati Radharani to whoever baths in that lake even once in his life. This is how potent Radha Kund is and how important it is for all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, initially, his disciples would go to Radha Kund and they thought this is a big swimming pool. And they would go from one end to the other, and some would jump in, and some would dive. And so Srila Prabhupada then, he stopped that and he said, no, actually, because this is non-different from Srimati Radharani, our feet also should not touch Radha Kund. Best way is simply to take a few drops of water from her and put on our head and offer prayers like Mahaprabhu did so many years ago. So actually we cannot understand how important Radha Kund is. A very, very sacred space of Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani's pastimes. And if we meditate and offer prayers to Radha Kund and Srimati Radharani, then maybe one day we can understand their glories. From what here Mahaprabhu, I'll just read some of Mahaprabhu's glorifications for Radha Kund. We read the first one. I'll read the others. I'll just read the translations. Just as Srimati Radharani is most dear to Lord Krishna, so her lake, known as Radha Kund, is also very dear to him. Of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most beloved. He was quoting from Padma Purana as he was speaking this. In that lake, Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani used to sport daily in the water and have a ras dance on the bank. Indeed, Lord Krishna gives ecstatic love like that of Srimati Radharani to whoever bathes in that lake even once in his life. The attraction of Radha Kund is as sweet as that of Srimati Radharani. Similarly, the glories of the Kund lake are as great as Srimati Radharani's. Because of its wonderful transcendental qualities, Radha Kund is as dear to Lord Krishna as Srimati Radharani. It was in that lake that the all-opulent Lord Shri Krishna performed his pastimes with Srimati Radharani with great pleasure and transcendental bliss. Whoever bathes just once in Radha Kund attains Srimati Radharani's loving attraction for Shri Krishna. Who within this world can describe the glories and sweetness of Shri Radha Kund? Shri Radha Kund ki jai, Shri Radha Kund Avirbhav Tithi ki jai, Shri Bahulashtami ki jai. Thy Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. If there are any Vaishnavas who want to add something or say something. Maharaj, like to add something? Okay. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.